Hello everyone, B. Rodri here, and today I'm coming to you guys with my very first Hunter x Hunter discussion video. Now, this is going to be a response to a video that was posted a couple days ago by McWhirlpool Inc., and I'm going to leave the link below so you guys can check it out. So let's just get started. Now, as I was watching the video, he was making a lot of very good points, and it really made me realize just how much Gon hates uh, feeling powerless. How he always wants to feel that he's more powerful, that he can always beat his opponent. Um, and even more recently, people have been saying that it's Kite's death, or you know, yeah, Kite's death that is really bothering Gon, but in reality, it's just his ability, his feeling of powerlessness, and his want to be able to overwhelm the enemy with strength, or at least be able to fight toe to toe with at least Knuckle. He couldn't even beat Knuckle, um, and it's that feeling of powerlessness that really is bothering him and causing him to do all this stuff. Okay. Now, throughout the series, time and time again, we've seen points at which Gon has complete disregard for his friends, others around him, even himself. And again, this video will have manga spoilers later on, so just just watch out for those. Um, but time and time again, we've seen his disregard, for pretty much everyone, including himself, and it really got me thinking. It's gotten progressively worse as the series has gone on. I mean, you've seen it all the time, even going back. I mean, recently we've seen it with P2, and how he has no disregard for Kamugi. He doesn't care. Disregard for Killua. The way he talks, the way he's, how much he hurt Killua's feelings. Uh, we've seen it with the bomber. How he, instead of sticking with the plan, he wanted to actually legitimately defeat the bomber, and had that gone wrong, Killua and Bisky's lives were on the line there too. Especially Killua, since he's fighting alone. Um, uh, Going back to the spiders, the second time they were captured, and they were deciding whether or not they should hand over Killua and Gon in exchange for Lucifer. I mean, Gon felt that they were talking bad about what's his name, bad about the chain user, and he broke his chains, and he said, look, don't talk bad about that person. And at that moment, the spiders could have killed him. When he really realized that they could have also killed Killua. Pretty much all his actions throughout that entire arc, even when they were chasing the spiders, you know, Killua's life was also on the line, not just his. Um, and you know, even at the end of the Chimera Ant arc, if you haven't watched the anime, just I guess skip forward or something. But the way he defeats P2 shows complete and utter disregard for his own body, and doesn't realize that really Killua is also the one who's hurt. If anything happens to Gon, because look how far, after the Chimera Ant arc, look how far Killua is willing to go to save his friend. So that got me thinking. I was watching the video, he's making a lot of good points, and I was thinking, seeing as how it's gotten progressively worse, um, how far can it go, and how far will it go? And I thought that there are two possible options here, two possible paths. The first path to go, he's a little kid, so like any normal person, he could mature with time and realize that he can't beat everyone. Certain people attain power through certain methods that aren't, necessarily good, and and so those people tend to be the strongest sometimes. But and so you just realize that you can't beat everyone. There's always gonna be someone stronger than you, and he'd be fine with it. He'd get over that. But what if he doesn't? And that's what got me thinking. What if he doesn't, um, overcome superiority kind of issue where he always wants to be stronger. And I took a look of I just remembered the two villains of Yu Yu Hakusho, which is the other big manga that Togashi has written. And you take Sensui and Toguro. Toguro was a martial artist, and he was pushed around here and there. Students were killed and stuff, but at the end of the day, he was a martial artist who wanted to attain more power. He didn't want to age. He wanted to be powerful forever, and so he made that deal to pretty much become the most powerful person until Yusuke, finally defeated him. So a good person that, you know, who wanted to always have power, want to become more powerful, uh, ends up being the main villain. And then Sensui, it's a bit of a different case where he he was more of an innocent that was corrupted by entering the real world and realizing how things really happen. Similar to how Gon was from an island, isolated, which McWhirlpool touched on, and he coming in contact with the real world and seeing how reality really works. Sensui changed, it was changed into this being where even to the point where he could attain like the ultimate power. I can't remember what it's called. And so, these are the other branch. So one branch is, you just grow up, you mature, you're fine, you accept it. In Togoro's case, the grandma, she accepted that, people age, that's fine. She just wanted to be with Toguro. It doesn't matter, how old they were and ever. But Toguro, no, he's like, I don't want to age. I was want to be powerful forever. That's, that's what he strived for. And so you have one path and you have a different path. Which path will Gon take? Oh, shonen heroes, shonen protagonists, they've always taken the right path. And knowing Togashi and how he likes to be original, he likes to, he likes to make his, be original. I was thinking that there is a small chance that with Gon he actually goes the other path. And thought, then it came to me, wait, what if Gon is actually the final villain? And I was like, whatever. And I kept watching this is while I was watching the McWhirlpool's video. As I was watching the video, at one point he says, it's as though we're watching the series through the eyes of a secondary character. And that's when it hit me. It's like, that's that's hand in hand with what I was just thinking at the same time. It's that, what if Gon is actually a secondary character? What if he, what if he continues with with his want for more power to the point where he does become someone like a Sensui, someone like a Toguro, and it does come, maybe Killua is maybe the one who has to stop him. So I'm going to touch on a couple things here. First off, Killua is the one who's normally seen doing the right thing, being the one who ends up saving Gon. Saved him multiple times. Even when again Gon, when he saw Kite's arm being ripped off, again complete disregard for Killua. He tried, he was powering up. Had he attacked, probably Kite, Killua, and Gon would have died. So, and I find it very ironic that Bisky believes that Killua will be the one who leaves him behind at some point. And of course, we all know that he had a needle in him, so that's why he was doing it. But I find it ironic because I believe Gon has a higher chance of sort of leaving Killua to die for his own personal, in order to attain his own personal sort of vendetta or goal or whatever, to defeat an opponent. He'd be willing to sort of let Killua die, although not like here, kill Killua, but more like in the midst of fighting, he might not notice that Killua is in danger, and then Killua could die. So yeah, I find it very ironic that actually I believe it's Gon who actually is more willing, they're more at risk of doing that. So let's talk about the goals. Most shonen protagonists have a goal. Luffy wants to find the One Piece. That'll be at the end of the series. Uh, Naruto wants to be Hokage. That still hasn't happened. Gon wants to find Ging. Well, again, this is going to be a manga spoiler, but he's already found Ging, so he's accomplished his goal. The primary characters, their goals aren't accomplished until the end of the series. So, what does that mean? I mean, he could have a different goal now. But again, Mark Whirlpool said that we're looking at the story through the eyes of a secondary character really made me realize that that's probably right. I mean, look, people whose goal, Hisoka, he could possibly be. He has goals, defeating Chrollo, Kurapika. She also wants to defeat the spiders, although Gon kind of noticed that she doesn't really want to kill them that as much as she thought she would did. And Killua, he doesn't really have a goal, but he does want to protect Gon pretty much at all cost. So again, there's that. Where does the series go from now? From the descriptions we've gotten, it's supposed to be darker. Pretty much what's being searched is for hope, and despair is everywhere. So that again, those are kind of things that will lead Gon to possibly go crazier and act more on emotion and on his desire to be stronger than the enemy. Okay. And the last thing I want to touch on is the difference between Gon and Ging. Okay. Throughout the series, like, hey, you are Ging's son. You remind me of Ging, but Ging isn't someone who wants power. He doesn't care. I believe he taught someone about architecture, not architecture. When you go dig up fossils and ruins and stuff. I think that's what Ging is truly interested in, just discovering more about the world. Whereas, and again, manga spoilers. If you see, he doesn't really care about being in the Zodiac. He doesn't care for that. He doesn't really care about fighting people. Whereas Gon, I mean, his whole goal was to find his father, but at the same time, that was always like a side thing. I felt like that was always a side thing. It's more he wanted to become stronger, and it included being a hunter. That included just always being able to beat people in a fair way. So I mean, that's going to be it for the video. Do I believe that Gon is going to be the final villain? No, I do not believe that. Do I believe that there's a chance that can happen? Well, I'm starting to think so. I'm starting to think that is a possibility. Again, it really depends. Like I said, in shonen, most people, there's normally two paths you can go down, and they tend to go down the right path. But with Togashi, his track record, and the villains that he's had, I do believe that there is a pattern, that there is a chance that Gon might end up going down the wrong path. We've just touched the Chimera Anarch. You saw how Gon got. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And we can only, I just can't wait to see where it goes from here. If he does end up being the final villain, maybe Hisoka will be the main character. Maybe, he will have to fight Gon. Maybe Killua will be the main character, and he'll actually have to fight Gon and stop him. That being Killua's whole thing about protecting Gon. Maybe Ging, maybe we'll get to see Ging, and he'll have to stop his son. So it's just a lot of interesting things. That's what I like to think about. That's why I like to watch anime and manga. It's not just to absorb the story and stuff, but I like to actually think and kind of see where different authors take things here and there. So thanks for watching. If you guys like this, then let me know. Make sure to check out the Mick Whirlpool's video. It's really good, really interesting. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.